Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a blueberry yum yum, and let me tell you what I love about this yum yum. First of all, it's delicious. It is so light, it's so refreshing, it's cool. The second thing that I like about it is you don't have to cook it. Oh my goodness, you just mix it up and then you've got it. You put it in the refrigerator and it's ready to serve within a couple of hours. And thirdly, the thing that I like about it is that it can be made ahead of time and you don't have to stress over a dessert when you're having company or you just want to have some for your family. You can just make it at your own leisure, put it in the refrigerator, and it's ready to serve when you get ready for it. So let me tell you what we're going to put in it and then we'll make it together. I'm using 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I've let this come to room temperature. I'm using 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of milk. This is just whole milk. Some people call it sweet milk, but it's just whole milk, 1/4 cup, and 8 ounces of Cool Whip. I'm using 1 can of blueberry pie filling. I believe this is it's a 21-ounce can of blueberry pie filling. I'm using 1/2 stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup, and I will melt that. And I'm using 2 cups of crushed graham crackers. And I just put these in a little baggie and I crush them with my hands. And I also reserve a little bit of it to sprinkle on top. So 2 cups of crushed graham crackers is 12 graham crackers. So that's what I'm using. And I'm going to use my 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 11 baking dish today. So let's get started and let's make this blueberry yum yum. We're going to start out by making our crust first, and I have our graham crackers that I've crushed in this little bowl, and I have melted the 1/2 stick or 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm just going to pour that in the graham crackers. This is really simple. I'm going to mix this up, and again today I have on gloves because I'll be using my hands to form the crust. Just mixing this up, making sure that all the graham crackers are moist. I love a homemade graham cracker crust, and it is so simple. So now I'm just going to take my hands and finish mixing it together, and it's jumping out of the bowl. I know you're thinking, well, you could get a larger bowl, but this one's fine. It works well. So I'm just making sure that all of the butter is getting on the crackers and it's moist, and it's going to be so good. Okay, I think that's good. Now we're going to take our baking dish, although we're not going to bake today, and I'm just going to pour the graham cracker crumbs that I've mixed with butter, and I'll just mix them a little bit more to make sure that there were none on the bottom that are still dry. There's one that needs crushing. Now I'm just taking my hand. I almost used my other hand and I don't have on a glove. I like to use a glove when I'm doing this. It keeps the, well, it just helps to smooth it out better. So I'm just going to pat this down. And we don't cook this. We just mix it up and put it in the dish. And there you have it. There's our crust. So now we're ready to make the mixture that will go on top of it. We're going to make our cream cheese mixture, and I'm starting out with 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to be using my electric hand mixer today, and I'm going to start by adding the sugar to the cream cheese. Just mixing that around. I had the thought that it might be good to add some vanilla in here. I didn't mention that when I gave you the ingredients, but I think I am going to add some vanilla. You know, I am a big vanilla fan. So I'm just mixing the cream cheese and the sugar. You want to make sure that that sugar gets dissolved, so I'm going to mix it for just a minute. Next, I'm going to very slowly add 1/4 of a cup of milk. I have a friend who makes this and she adds more milk, but I'm just adding 1/4 of a cup, and hers is delicious too. That's the beauty of cooking and sharing recipes, because you can make it your own. If you want it a little bit differently, then you just make it, put something else in it, or add another ingredient, or take an ingredient out, substitute an ingredient. Okay. So I've added our milk, and now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, just because I love vanilla. I'm going to mix that around. Now, let's add let me grab this lid so I can have something to lay that on. We're going to add our Cool Whip, 8 ounces of Cool Whip. You can mix this with the mixer. You can just stir it in by hand. You can whisk it in, however you want to do it. Just add your Cool Whip. I'm going to use the mixer. It'll be a little bit faster. So I'm just mixing the Cool Whip with the cream cheese, the sugar, the milk, and the vanilla. Oh, this is going to be so good. So delicious. Now, I'm going to stir it to make sure we got everything off the bottom. Everything incorporated. So good. Now we're ready to pour it onto our pie crust, and we're just going to pour half of it, and then we're going to put our pie filling, and then we'll put the other half. Now I want to tell you that this is kind of tedious because the crackers are loose. They are not firm on the bottom. So I'm going to carefully place the cream cheese mixture around so that when I go to spread it, it doesn't pull the crackers and make a mess, because it can easily, if you poured it all in the middle, you wouldn't be able to spread. Do you see how the crackers are pulling up? So you just want to be really, really careful as you spread this. And I'm just using this spoon because I have it in my hand. You could use a cake spreader. See how that pulls up? So you just want to be really, really careful. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of tedious. But you want that crust to stay on the bottom. See, I got a little bit of it right there. Let me get a little bit more and put in this corner, and a little bit more and put over here. And then I'll just spread that out. And like I said, you could use a spreader. You could use a cake spreader. So that looks good. That looks really good. Now, we're ready to add our pie filling. And do you remember back around, I believe it was the 4th of July, I made a blueberry and apple dessert, and I used pie filling, and I put some vanilla in the pie filling. Well, that's what I'm going to do today. It just adds a little bit more flavor, and it kind of changes the taste of your pie filling. So I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla in the pie filling. I'm just going to take this and stir it around. Just like that. So now I'm going to pour our pie filling on top of the cream cheese mixture. And this is going to be a full dish. To me, it's not quite enough to use a 9 by 13 dish, so I just tried to use a little smaller one. And then your slices or your squares, or however you choose to serve it. I usually cut mine in squares. They're a little bit thicker. So we're just spreading the blueberry pie filling out on top of the cream cheese mixture. There you have that. And now we're going to add the remainder of our cream cheese mixture. And here again, you just want to kind of place it around, and I'm using my fingers to do that. My hands are clean. Just kind of placing it around so that we can spread it out. And hopefully not get the blueberry pie filling throughout the top of the pie, because we want it to be pretty on top. But if some comes through, you know what? It'll just come through and it will be perfectly okay. Now, let me see if I can spread this. Let me get it all out of the bowl. There we go. Now I'm just going to take this little spatula that I have here, and I'm going to very carefully, as carefully as I can, going to spread this cream cheese mixture. And actually, if it comes through and shows, that would be pretty. Just spreading it out. I just absolutely cannot wait until this chills and we can taste it together. Just spreading it out. A little bit came through right there. It bled through, but you know what? That is perfectly fine. So I'm just spreading it. Now, we're ready to top it with our graham cracker crumbs that I saved as a reserve. And there you have it, a delicious blueberry yum yum. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, let it chill for probably several hours because I have lots of things to do today. And when it gets cool, I'll come back and we'll taste it together. Our blueberry yum yum has been in the refrigerator for several hours and we're ready to try it. And I wanted to tell you, one of our followers saw that I was struggling with cutting something the other day, and she said I start in the middle, and that way it's easier to get the sizes about the same size. So that's what I'm going to do today. I still didn't cut that one straight, so I guess again I slept crooked last night. That's what Mom always said. If you can't cut a straight line, you must have slept crooked. But this does help. This really works well. So I'm just cutting it just like that. And I still didn't get it even, but I did the best I could. So now I'm going to take out a piece. And we're going to see how it does. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I just want you to look at that. That is going to be so delicious. And we're going to try it, but I'm going to show you something else. I know a lot of you know that it's just Doug and I, or Doug and me, here at our home, and I was telling someone the other day that there is no way that we can eat all of the food that I prepare. And truthfully, my Facebook page and my videos has really turned into a ministry, and I do share a lot of food with my neighbors and with friends who are sick. And so I wanted to show you how I do that, because you have to package it. And I bought these little plastic containers at a local candy and supply store here in Thomasville. So when I get ready to take something to my neighbors, I just put it in this little container. And then they don't have to worry about returning a dish. And I don't have to worry about them returning my dish. And they can just toss this and throw it away. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm just putting some in here, and I'm going to share with my neighbors. But we're also going to taste and see how delicious this blueberry yum yum is. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for making this blueberry yum yum with me. I hope that you and your family will enjoy some yourselves really soon. So now I've got my little tray ready here, and I'm going to head out in just a minute and hopefully bring some joy to someone who might need it. And now you and I are going to taste it. Can you see it? I like for you to see it. I wish you were here to taste it with me. I know it's going to be delicious. I always say that, but anything sweet's good to me. That's really good. I'm gonna have another bite. And I didn't even have to cook it. How wonderful is that? I hope you'll try it. I hope you'll share this video with someone else who likes simple recipes. And I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.